Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the RaidCall EMS 1 Group C pretty much finals here today, as we do have Astana Dragons versus PartyDaddlers here coming up on DE Cash.
Yep.
And this is going to be an exciting game. I mean, I wanted to pump a little more energy into this, but just remember what's at stake here. The winner of this game will be going on into the offline playoffs. And let's go ahead and take a look at just the groups today, just to show you how the games have developed one more time before we do finally get into this final match. And just going to show you how these two teams got here today.
Alrighty, so first game of the day was Astana Dragons up against PartyDaddlers. It was the first time they met. It went into overtime. PartyDaddlers just turned up like there was no tomorrow in that OT on the harder side that they felt on the T half on, I believe it was Mirage. So really hard game, really defining of these two. It gave PartyDaddlers the chance there, and well, Astana Dragons didn't really have a reply to that. So that's how they secured that first victory behind them. They did lose out, however, to the Copenhagen Wolves, who got two clean routes or two clean games through here, just demolishing anyone who stood in their path, losing, I believe, only a collective amount of 5 rounds. So very, very impressive play from them. Whereas Team Solemn struggled, couldn't quite get the results they needed. They're already out of this one. And well, PartyDaddlers and Astana Dragons going to be battling out head-to-head. So let's have a look at the head-to-head between these two. Take you through the lineups for one last time here tonight. PartyDaddlers, Chris J, Tizian, Crisby, Lagisha, and Trubley up against Adrent, Angel, Edward, Markloff, and Dozier. Brilliant lineups, brilliant players, but it comes down to moments like this where they define whether or not they're going to be in the offline finals. This is the fact of it all. They've not had an easy route through. No one expected PartyDaddlers to come this far. Copenhagen Wolves were just a class above them, but still, this is where they can bring it back. This is where they can prove what they're made of. And maybe Astana Dragons could not actually be joining us, even though they've already paid for their flights.
But they make good fans.
Yeah, very true. They would make incredible fans, so hopefully they come down. But anyway, that aside, let's jump into the game here, and let's not waste any more time, because these guys are almost ready now, and as are we.
And we have to keep in mind how these two teams got here. You touched on it a little bit earlier, but I just want to refresh your memory while we still get underway with this warm-up. But Astana Dragons, they won Cup number 3, beating Ents 2-0. They beat Solemn 16-10 in that cup, ESC 21-17, Alternate 69, and Navi 16-14. So no easy feat for them to beat all of those teams in one cup. And of course, PartyDaddlers, they got into the finals against Copenhagen Wolves where they lost 0-2, but there were some ridiculously close games in that cup number 4. They beat LDLC of the day 16-4, Fnatic 26-23, High Grade 12-6, and Navi 6-5. So both these teams have overcome quite a bit of odds here, beating some really tough teams. I mean, Navi, Fnatic, ESC, Alternate, I mean, I can just keep going on. I mean, that's no easy feat at all. And to be able to take those teams down, to be able to qualify into groups from one cup alone, both teams are really going to be duking this out, really be fighting here to secure their spot into the offline playoffs.
Yeah, indeed. And I think I have to kind of go back to quoting what you said, that against the odds, or against all odds if you're Phil Collins. The fact is that they have proven their worth by getting to this point already. This is the important factor here. These guys have been battling hard, both of them proving how good they are in just one cup before. So this is the defining match between these two. It's a shame almost to get it to come to one best of one like this, but I think it also kind of proves who can really deal with that pressure at such an important situation. It will be defined by the knife here just to get which side they can be on. I've never felt this one really clear favorited side. I've seen teams on the T side, for example, demolishing. And I was speaking to Flaren before at the last offline event when I had the opportunity to cast with him, and his insight was fantastic. It's all about that mid kind of dominance if they're going to be playing like that. If the T side can get their hands on it through this mid section you're seeing right now, it can be defined wherever they go. It opens up every single route. It's such a big area within the map with so many routes through that you can just rotate immediately. So if they can win that little exchange there, and bearing in mind they've got Chris J on the AWP if he does get his hands on it, it can be a really hard place to defend if you're on that CT side. But we've also seen a lot of teams like ESC, for example, focusing on the A pushes, and they've even had some great defenses of it. But these guys, I haven't really seen them on this map before, so I'm looking forward to see what they can bring here. And it's all about that team cohesion and those split pushes, but making sure they work in complete unison with each other. So starting off, we will be seeing the PartyDaddlers on the CT side. The T half will be Astana Dragons, and we're going to get underway in the first round in just a moment. But quickly, your predictions on this?
I think this is going to be one of the closest matches of the night. I'm expecting maybe like a 16-14. To what team, I don't know. I think it just depends on... I'm gonna give it to PartyDaddlers, actually, just because they got the side they wanted to first.
All right, so PartyDaddlers with him. I've got to stand by Astana Dragons. I think they've got some real class beside them. And the last game can only boost their confidence. So We'll see how this one evolves. So currently we are seeing a bit of a B focus here. Tizian will be on the receiving end of the Astana Dragons with Crispy up top. So pushing straight in. Crispy's already met Edward there. He's taking him down. Dozier, however, is pushing forward. But look at the presence from the CTs. They are getting everyone in here. Legija standing on the side. Angel removes him from there. Astana Dragons are taking this one. Troubly now pretty much surrounded by the opposition, but he's doing work.
Oh,
he's taken down 2. Now just one man standing. It's all on Angel here. Can he do anything? He's got Chris J and Troubly to find. He's taken down Troubly. Now the bomb needs to be going down immediately. He doesn't have it to hand. And that's just going to buy time for Chris J. I think he just got a glimpse from him 1v1. They are steps apart. My word, Angel with 37 HP. Chris J with 31. He knows he doesn't have the bomb. He knew he'd be planted by now if he did. Angel now slowing it down. Maybe switching up that pistol. Looking out for Chris J. 30 seconds left. He's got the bomb to hand. He's going to flash out and hope that this pays off. Chris J is pushing in, though. Going to be making his presence known pretty darn soon. Flash coming out. Chris J just avoided. They are steps aside from each other, but Chris J comes around. Lovely pistol headshot with 1 bullet, getting PartyDaddlers that first round on the board, and that was so important for them. And I love the way that PartyDaddlers immediately, as soon as the Astana Dragons made their way through the B tunnels, got in towards B, they all became present there. They all came flooding around immediately there, went, all right, guys, let's challenge this. Let's get that first round on the board.
Yeah, it was a straight 5-on-5 in there, and obviously PartyDaddlers coming out, I guess, ahead since they did win that round, but right now, the mid-map dominance, who can really hold that down? And, you know, I was thinking about this while you were talking about a little bit earlier, since that's the real, like, contesting area of the map, as we do see a little bit of a spread push coming out of Astana Dragons across the map. PartyDaddlers on Mirage, if they play this like Mirage, they didn't really worry about controlling middle. They just let Astana Dragons work around it, and then they were able to pick them off through that. I want to know, are they going to show more of a presence here, as Chris J does have that scout already, or are they going to let that slide yet again? But either way, they're holding Astana Dragons back right now, and Astana Dragons weren't able to get the bomb down in the round prior, so they're not going to be going for an early buy, you would assume. As you do see Troubly getting a nice headshot with a shotgun across the map with that Nova. And we saw him doing a little bit earlier on today. He's so many fantastic shots, but Edward coming out big right there. Chris J gets a kill on the Angel, but still the damage is done. They're going to have a gun. It doesn't matter. Chris J gets another one onto Edward. He locks that gun down. And now Dozier trying to push up for it, but he can't get in there. As Markov, he does have a gun finally, but Legija takes the head off of Dozier. And Markov, I'm not sure he's going to survive much longer as he finally goes down, but either way, 2 kills coming in for Astana Dragons right there. But PartyDaddlers taking an early 2-0 lead with that fantastic shotgun down middle from Troubly.
Yeah, the sad thing for me was he was pushed up aggressively, first of all. If he'd waited in that situation, he could have got like 2 or 3 kills there, but he got a little bit restless and kind of adjusted, and I'm still surprised that Nova even hit on that sort of range. So 2 rounds back-to-back now for PartyDaddlers. They've been close, though, and it has allowed the T-side to buy up into this round. They do have the AKs, they've got the Galils there. They're looking to put them to use. Tizian, though, going aggressive with Chris J. Adrenaline in wait. Nice kills coming from Adren. That's opened up A completely. Angel onto Troubly as well. That is mid-clean and A ready for the taking. Crispy tries to make a difference. Not going to happen with Edward on that form. And now just like Legija stands, you know, 1v5, I just don't see this working out for him. He's got no real route through. Edward already there. Look at the challenges coming in straight away. Edward falls. He's going to try and battle his way out of this, but I don't see him even staying alive in this situation with so many members of the Dragons up and kicking. He's in trouble. 21 HP. Angel pushing around for the kill, and he's going to get it. 2-1. Astana Dragons turning this one early.
That round was so clean out of the Dragons, too. I mean, bar that one death they did end up having, Adren just going into that A side, picking up those 2 headshots right away, completely catching the PartyDaddlers off guard with that early buy, and that definitely worked out for him. So now only a 2-1 lead for PartyDaddlers here. And Astana Dragons, they wanted to stop the bleeding. They didn't want to keep losing rounds here, and that was such a great way to really start things off, as PartyDaddlers, they're going to be ecoing themselves here, but you see them take eco rounds against Astana Dragons on Mirage a little bit earlier on today. Something tells me they're not going to be able to do it this time. Dozier already down to 22 HP, is down to 8 now. They might be able to pick up a gun right there. Edward going to be working around middle, trying to see if anyone is currently holding this down. Gisha pushing out, gets a kill on the Angel. We've seen him do this before in apartments on Mirage, as he finally gets taken down by Dozier, but he's pick up 1 kill, and Crispy going to be pushing through as well. He knows Dozier is there. He's going to potentially get the kill. He finally does when he only had 8 HP left, and he will have a gun now. So 3-3 here in this eco round for PartyDaddlers, and Crispy the only man with the gun currently for the CT side. Tizian going back towards A as a bomb finally making its way in there. As Markelov going to be taking some damage in Squeaky, but gets the kill on Tizian. Now Chris J going to get taken down as well. And it's all on the hands of Crisby, 100 HP. And instead, it looks like he's going to end up saving this AK into the next round. At least I'm assuming he's going to be going for that. But great job by PartyDaddlers to make this really expensive for Astana Dragons here. Yeah, looks like he's going to get a couple of exit or try to go for a couple of exit frags here, but will he be able to pick any up? He doesn't want to lose that AK after investing so much time into it here, and it looks like Edward's going to be looking for him as he comes around this corner. Crisby going to get taken down by Edward right there. Fantastic shot by him. Astana Dragons even things up 2-2.
Dragons are truly getting into their own at the moment. Obviously, you did notice that Angel and Dozier are locked out of that one, so they won't be carrying across the AKs, but they have enough money now to rebuy them up. And looking at this, Astana Dragons have a nice little bit of a pot building up there. Angel 5-3. And Geisha, though, 5-3 as well for the other side. And CT's going very aggressive through mid this time around. This boost could mean real trouble. Troubley has taken out Angel, however. Tizian looking to do some work with that Famous coming through, but the T-side have got themselves through mid anyway. Dozier and Adren in good positions here. Tizian having to back away, as is Troubley. And now Edward looking for his way through. Flash going over. Smoke going to be put down by that CT door just so no one can peek through. Could give them route towards A if they fancy it, but they do have Tizian laying away. Oh, nice shot coming out from Troubley, spamming through. Gonna have to be careful though. Dozier already eyes trained on it just in case he goes for that peek. Gets another tag towards him. 4v4, 56 seconds left on the board. And T-side have got some great ground building. They are looking towards that B site. Tizian still by A, trying to lock down the cross. Legesia has found a Dren. And let's see what they can do on site now. Dozier looking to make his impact. Legesia dug in deep. Troubley not too far away either. Markelov yet to spot him. They are just a couple of steps apart. Dozier's got some great positioning here onto Legesia, but it doesn't matter. Legesia's actually landed the shot that he needed. And now 3v2. The CT side are holding onto this B site, and they're not allowing Markelov any room to breathe. He's peeked up. He's got Troubley spraying down for Legesia. Not going to be happening so easily. Oh, just got him low, but it's not low enough. Legesia gets 3, holds onto the side, gets another round on the board for PartyDaddlers.
And got 3 kills on his belt that round too. And Chris J wondering, where's all the action? He had that AWP, but I don't think I heard it go off even once that round. Right now, PartyDaddlers finally getting the lead back in their hands here, but Astana Dragons able to buy up yet again. And let's see what happens this time. They haven't really gone for a full push onto A yet. Maybe that'll happen this round, as we do have a nice grenade coming in. And John taken down to 84 HP. Going for the boost up in middle yet again here. And Chris J, all he needs is an AWP in this A side. He can hold that down, as we do have Dragons. Looks like that flash coming in. They want to go for a push here as Tizian taking out a 41 health. And Crisby kind of holding down B, but the rest of the Dragons biding their time here with a minute left. Chris J gonna get the first kill onto Adren right there. Great shot by him. And now Edward being taken pretty low right there, down to 68 health. And the rest of Astana Dragons, it looks like they're grouping up towards middle. And Bomb's still down towards T-spawn here. Tizian over at that forklift position. As Troubley knows they're around middle here, as they're going to start pushing up and heading over towards A. But Tizian, he's already ready for Edward to peek around that corner. And it looks like they're going to be hit from both sides here. They're going to get pinched in, but how well can the PartyDaddlers hold on to the site? And Tizian going to be looking for Edward here, looking towards both sides. As Chris J does get smoked out finally, Edward pushed up, but he finally goes down to Tizian. And no one actually coming into A through that side, so the rest of the members actually heading over to B here. And the one member for PartyDaddlers trying to hold on by himself as Chris J all coming in from the side. Crisby coming in from the upper side as Legesia finally goes down. Crisby looking for a kill, but Doze shuts that down. Chris J, he's so close to all of them. Will he be able to get the kill? No, Angel shuts him down. And now Troubley and Tizian, last 2 standing. They do get one. Does he have the second one for Troubley? Now Angel, last man standing for Astana Dragons, going to get taken down. Troubley picking up 3. And PartyDaddlers is going to pick up another round under their belt. 4-2 here, really trying to lengthen their lead that they have.
And I've got to say it, the kind of confident play from, let's just say, the CT side, they're allowing the T's through mid. They're giving them the whole section to have, and then just locking it down on the sites when they can. As you said, the forklift position being played, playing it back from CT spawn ramp, and then just locking down the B side, like Guija coming in, and the last two coming in for those retakes. It's really brave, but it's working.
It's reminiscent of the Mirage play, too, where they just let them have middle and then just take them before they can get in the sites.
It's a little bit curious for me. I rarely see teams going for this, but as you said, it's working. It's paying off. But let's see if the T side can pull something back. They're more focused towards A this time. Still around mid, though. They're not overly committed just yet. But they might just go for a bit of a charge here. Obviously, Tizian getting a little bit anxious. Little does he know, there's 3 players behind him. Edward by Squeaky. He's going to drop that nade out. Good damage done. Adren down to 51, and they're going to have to start that push soon. The flashes are being put down. Adren, the first out onto the side, takes down Tizian. Looks for Chris J, got himself an M4. He's got a... Oh my word, he got Chris J. He almost had Crispy there as well. Now, bit of a disadvantage. Bomb down and ticking. Markelov still on side, but Crispy keeps going. He's taken down so many, and Lagija gets the last. Now, obviously, with 3 in the bag, Crispy's got to be happy with that one, and have defused to boot. I've got to say it, though. Astana Dragons on ecos are still very dangerous.
I think they realize that A site might be a good possibility for them to lock down, because that the smokes and flashes they set up for themselves with the rush in out of Astana Dragons, able to pick up those two kills, almost even a third right there, was just phenomenal with that P250. So PartyDaddlers have to be a little bit more careful at that A site. And it looks like Astana Dragons, I really want to know, will they try to go for that hit again? Because it worked out so well right there. They did get the bomb down. But obviously not the round. Edward gonna spot Trouble right there. Takes him down to 67 health. Trouble looks like he's just gonna try to get out of middle. As Lagija, who's been relatively quiet this round, or this half so far, gets a kill for himself onto Angel. So Dren does get the kill onto Trouble, so he's down in middle, and it looks like Dragon's gonna keep contesting this here as, wow, what a shot on Crispy. Takes him down on top of that. Doze picks up his first kill of this round. And now it's a 3-on-4, but Chris J with the op gets one on a Markelov. He evens things up. Can he get any more than that? Tizian going to be peeking down towards middle with Dren and him going head-to-head, but Tizian, he's the one to take most of the damage from that. And Lagija getting a nice shot onto Dren as he did rotate around. And Lagija, yet again, like that's what he seems to do best, is the flanks. He did that on Mirage versus Astana Dragons. He caught them off guard so many times. And he's doing it again here on Cash. But Edward, without the bomb in hand, going to push it up into A with 35 seconds remaining. And Chris J, he's to his right. But can Chris J hit the shot? Nope. Gets taken down. Edward gets one. Doze gets one. Bomb still down. And Lagija, the last man standing with 2 kills under his belt, going to be trying to hold on for another 20 seconds. He's going to spot Edward here, but he gets taken down to 12. I think it's banned through the wall and finally killed. And out of nowhere, Astana Dragons able to pick up that round with 3 quick kills in succession.
Yeah, 5-3 is the scoreline currently. Astana Dragons obviously picking up that last one. Has put a bit of a predicament on the CT side. A little bit of an uneven spread of guns here and money. Trouble and Crispy really locked out buying anything this round, so they're just going in as they are. Chris J going for that deagle. Nothing much though beside them. These guys are rolling with what they got, and it ain't much. So let's see if they can kind of do some damage here. We saw Astana Dragons really being able to rock the boat, even though they were on just an eco. This time, however, I'm not sure if it's going to be that simple for the CT side. Let's see what they can do. Crispy trying to dig himself in, trying to find cover. Slow around coming out from the Dragons. Not going to rush this one. They know the importance. They need to get these rounds building back up so they can get towards that even point. Couple of flashes coming through. Markelov laying in wait, hoping to catch the PartyDaddlers on a bit of an aggressive push. Chris J is doing something quite similar. Make his way through the smoke. He could catch someone out here. Let's see if he can. He's just heard these 2 players getting up there, so he's surely going to be calling that through. Angel, however, has found Crispy, and Edward finding Chris J. It's not looking good, but as soon as they start focusing those sides, they could be in trouble. Dozier needs to back away from this, but he's actually found Lagija on the way out. Trouble just up on that balcony, looking to get some shots connecting, but he's down and out there, and Dozier claiming another one on the board for the Astana Dragons, and 5-4. It's getting very, very close here. And look at the scoreboard, Lagija 12-6, and Edward for the T side 9-6. So impressive standout play from Lagija in my eyes. The way he's been locking down B, stunning.
He's definitely been pulling his weight in this match, and not to mention in their match earlier today on Mirage. But right now, only 1 round ahead. Looking to pick up as many as possible here going to the second half. And I kind of predicted 16-14, and every round that goes by, it looks like that could be more and more of a possibility here. So we're going to see Angel taking down a 95, so a little bit of damage, but not much in the end. And Chris J, he's actually running a scout again here. So he doesn't have that AWP in hand. And it looks like the hit will come towards B as the bomb finally making its way over there. And with them all grouped up middle, with the flash of smokes coming in, looks like they're going to go for a hard hit onto B here, but can Crisby hold on? He does get Angel. Will he be able to get Adren here as well? He's going to get him. That's 2 for him with the Famous, who's able to turn that around. Gives him a nice man advantage coming into this B site. But now Troubley going to get smoked out here, going to drop down to lower. As Dozier going to peek around this corner, gets a kill to Troubley. Going to look for another on Legesia here. As Markov finally coming in towards vent side as well, looking towards where Crisby just was. And he's going to be able to pick up that kill. So now, a lot of kills coming in left, right. Tizian going to get another kill onto Dozier right there, and one onto Edward. Fantastic shot. He's not going to finish it up onto Markov. But Chris J, last man standing with that scout. Will he be able to pick it up? No! Markov gets the kill. 4 for him that round. And takes them even here. 5-5 here in this first half.
Wow, Markov. 4 kills, that's sure it all even currently. 5-5 in the deciding game to which team we'll be seeing going through to the RaidCall EMS 1 full finals in the offline tournament here in Cologne. And it's so close right now. PartyDaddlers in trouble money-wise, though, on that CT side. You know how hard it is to get that money beside you. Stacking out the B side, looking for a push through. Dozier is going to be on the receiving end. He's taking out Chris J. He knows there's more, though. And, well, Crisby falls down to the native Angel. And now Troubley did take down Dozier, so at least getting 1 back. Finding any more, though, might be a little bit harder. And look at this, Tizian doing work. Takes out Angel. Edward quickly avenges. T-side not even going for the bomb yet. I'm just teasing with the opposition. 1 minute and 10 left. They don't have a rush on, but might start having to look towards it soon. Interesting flash coming out there, but Legesia still finding the players. He's actually taking down Edward. Oh, he doesn't get Adren down, but Troubley is tucked in on the correct site here. 1v2. He could do this. He's peered up at the right time, but Adren's not going to miss that one. And there is finally the lead for Astana Dragons, 6-5.
Such a close game from both these teams, and you can tell they really want this win. I mean, both teams worked through 1 cup each, but had to fight through so many different teams. Not to mention Astana Dragons, they have their flights ready. They paid for their flights. They want to be here at the offline playoffs, but they have to show PartyDaddlers and show the rest of us that they deserve to be there. And PartyDaddlers, who really the wild card of this group, are coming out big here in the second time these 2 teams have met here today. Troubley already down to 58 health. Do have 2 AWPs, one in the hands of Legesia, one in the hands of Chris J, and Tizian. He's going to spot Edward here over at Squeaky most likely, or he's going to hear it. But can he pick up the kill in time? And it looks like this will be a hit coming out of Astana Dragons, but with where Tizian's really set up, with where Chris J is set up, as Chris J picks up one, looking for a second on Dren, but Dren shuts him down. Just a 1-to-1 trade so far, but Tizian, he knows the hit's coming at A. He's in a great position for this. The rest of PartyDaddlers are already there, minus Legesia. With all the flash of smokes coming in, they're going to push for the site. But can they take it here? Tizian going to get a nice shot on Edward there. Picks up one. He looks for the bomb, and the bomb actually picks him up as Adren gets the kill. But Troubley returns in favor as well. And now Angel getting the kill back onto him. So a 2-on-2 here. Legesia, Crisby coming from behind, gets the kill. And now it's Legesia and Crisby versus Angel with 11 HP. He has the bomb in hand. He's not playing it just yet. But PartyDaddlers are pretty much setting up for the retake here as Legesia gets it with a pistol. And PartyDaddlers yet again evening it back up 6-6.
I love how aggressive Chris J gets with that AWP. He can be so pivotal with it. And actually, we're seeing a double AWP being run. That's a bit of an interesting one from the CTs there.
Yeah,
Chris J and Legesia going for it.
Yeah, they did that last round, but Legesia fortunately didn't get to use it on his side over at A or at B. But it's very scary. You're definitely right.
Yeah, Legesia can do great things with that gun. But let's see if who's going to be doing the wonders this time. Chris J, the man at the moment. Look at that shot. Pixel perfect. Takes out Dozier. And now Tizian tries to do the same by A. He's going to have the players just coming up by that squeaky door, just by all the others. You can see that they're lining up here. They like this A push. You can see why. They get in well. That smoke's holding them back now. Might just offset the pace. They're showing their hand, and Edward does show himself, takes down Tizian. Markov onto Chris J. They're pushing in, Troubley now pretty much the only Guardian of the side. He is out of there, and now Legesia and Crisby have to come back round here. Crisby working through mid, Legesia through the CT spawn. Edward and co by the side, bomb not down yet. You can see it's still in the hands of, I believe, Adren. Edward, though, alleviating the pressure, taking out Crisby. And there we have it, Astana Dragons stretching their lead again, and 7-6. Very big round.
Edward got 4 kills in that round.
So pivotal, that man.
I mean, we called it the Dozier's Dragons a little bit earlier, but I think maybe the Edwards Dragons would work just as well here because he is just playing a phenomenal game. The entrance kills he's been able to pick up, sitting on 14 and 9, has really set the pace for Astana Dragons to pick up these 7 rounds in this first half. But we are coming up to the second to last round in the first half. Angel going to get a nice kill on Chris J, but it's going to be an eco round. He's going to pick up 2 more on top of that. And PartyDaddlers playing for an 8-7 half. This doesn't picks up 1, but that's about it. So 8-6 now. But PartyDaddlers, if they can win this round, they'll set them up very nicely for that T side. But we have to find out how strong are they on Terrace, because on Mirage, they didn't play that well on Terrace side. They played a lot better on CT, and hopefully for them, it's not the same here on Cash.
Well, we can only find out. 6-8, as you mentioned, still in favor to the Astana Dragons. Going for that full buy-up, whereas PartyDaddlers not so flush for cash. We do see a Famus in the mix in the hands of Legija. And let's see if he can put it to good use. They're going aggressive from that B side, going to be meeting Dozier. He's down, though. And now the CTs have the advantage. Maybe 7-8 will be that scoreline if they do manage to fall down. Tizian being a little bit careful. Crisby on 2 HP. Very, very close stuff. PartyDaddlers not afraid to get aggressive through mid here. Look how quickly they're rotating towards that B side. They expect that to be the hit, but there still is a possibility. With 1 minute and 9 seconds left, there's no need to be fully committed just yet. Troubly, though, takes out Edward, so more of an advantage. Very low HP, however. 2 for Crisby, 7 for Troubly. Markloff, Adren, and Angel now need to find the remainder of the entirety of the CT side. And they're fully stacked by B, excluding that man there, Chris J. Dragons, though, 45 seconds to do something. Markloff liking that A site, but not necessarily the most viable option. Adren looking through towards mid. Tizian completely locking that down. Not going to allow Adren even further forward. Markloff dancing with Chris J now by that A side. Can he lock this one down? Angel has found Legija. Chris J, oh, the perfect timing. He didn't get the shot through, but that nade will come off. Markloff somehow getting that one down. Bring it to a 3v2, but look at the HP on the CT side. Angel and Markloff can do this. Markloff going aggressive through the CT spot. He's taking him down. Angel dancing in mid with Tizian, the only player with actual health beside him. And now this is trouble. This really could be Astana Dragons getting onto that really important score marker, that 9-6. Tizian knows where Angel is. He's down and out. And there we have it. It's a bit of a tough one. The clock will run through, and there's not enough time for them to get over towards that site. So, wow, this is a bit of a close one. 8-7 in favor to Astana Dragons.
I'm just surprised. I'm not surprised at how close this game really is, but both these teams really showing their true colors. I mean, able to play throughout this long today, this many games, play against the team they met just earlier on today, and still be able to push it to the limits here. Gotta give credit to both of them, but right now, Astana Dragons, how well can they hold on to the CT side? How well can PartyDaddlers use this terrorist side to their advantage? And like I was saying before, on Mirage, they couldn't use it that well, but hopefully for their sake, hopefully for their fans' sake, that they can do a little bit better here. And it looks like just gonna split 2-3 over towards this B site. Can they take it? And Legija, he's been such a fundamental player in the victories of the rounds that PartyDaddlers have been able to pick up here. And a nice pistol kill from him to open things up. As Crisby, what was that? Fantastic shot onto Adren. Opens up this B side here. A bomb will be going down in the hands of Chris J. And Dozier with 5% HP. PartyDaddlers are looking to hold on to the site here. And Chris J even pushing up very aggressively. He does spot Edward in vents. Gets the kill onto him as well. So that's 1 apiece for them. Angel pushing into site. Going to run into Tizian. Not sure exactly where he was shooting towards Generous side, but ends up getting the kill. And so far, this is a clean sweep coming in for PartyDaddlers. Is he going to get knifed? Yep. 8-8.
Yep. That was the most American thing I've heard you say all day, excluding that remark on Inferno. So 8-8, it's all even, and well, the T side then, their execution was perfect. All in, didn't even hold back for a second. There was no fear there at all. It was just like, all right, guys, let's pile in and get this job done. We want to be going to those offline finals. We want to knock out Astana Dragons, one of the favorites coming into this. And this is really an upset. So, what can the Dragons do now? The odds are stacked against them. But maybe, just maybe, they can turn this one around. So, Tizian, going looking by A, being a little bit careful. We know how aggressive the previous CT side got there, but not this time around. Edward and Markloff will be the ones waiting to receive here. Legija pushing in, takes down Markloff, follows up onto Edward. A site is now theirs. 3 players remaining for the CTs, Adren, Angel, and Dozier. Looking like they're falling in kind of similar fashion. And there we go. Barely losing a player, or they didn't lose a player on the T side, as the bomb will go down as well. So money building up, and well, the confidence must be sky high right now for PartyDaddlers.
Equipment value looks a little messed up. I was just noticing that 18,000 for Astana Dragons, but they're saving. A little interesting, but anyways, we do have another save round coming in for them. And it looks like we might potentially have that 10-8 scoreline coming in to the 19th round of the game. But Dragon's still trying to pick up some kills. I mean, we've just seen so many eco rounds go back and forth between these two teams. And a lot of kills coming into these eco rounds on top of that. But right now, we do have a push coming down middle over towards this B site yet again, as they do actually get control of it since it was a 4-man stack over at A. And PartyDaddlers going to get an easy bomb plant here. I'm not sure if Dragons can really get the retake, but Christian getting down to 1 HP. He's got to run for his life here as Legisha looking towards vents. Going to have easy shooting here. He gets a Dren. He gets Edward. He's going to get a third one. He gets Dante. Can he get a fourth on Markelov here? And Markelov, he's rethinking about pushing out towards this as Trouble with 1% health as well. As Markelov gets the kill on Legisha finally. And somehow he's still alive with 56 HP. But without a gun in hand, pretty sure he's ended up dying here momentarily to Tizian. And there it is. So 10-8 here in the second half. And Legisha, that was some fantastic shooting out of him, even though he didn't get that fourth one.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shooting the fish in the barrel kind of instance, but still.
Shooting a fish in an event. Makes no sense.
No?
They were in an event.
I noticed, thank you. But anyway, 10-8 is the scoreline. This will be the first buy-up for the newly appointed CT side of the Astana Dragons. Hopefully they can stop the rot right now, because PartyDaddlers are going to start running away with this one otherwise. 3 men, actually all men towards the B site here, taking full control of that. Let's see if they can get in here. Big stack towards A and mid coming up from the CTs. Dozier really the only player by that B site. Let's see if we can do what Legisha was doing just a couple of rounds ago to them. Flashes, smokes coming through. This is the setup, this is the push. Let's see if they can land it. Oh, Tizian gets actually flashed up by his own kind of work there. Adren pouring in through the vents. Dozier goes down. Chris J opening this one up. Bomb has to go down and quickly if they want to get this round in their hands. Look at this. Angel now being challenged down by Chris J as well. That's his second this round. Edward, though, leaping in. He's not even going to hold back for a second. He's feeling aggressive, and, well, that did not pay off at all. As Markelov left in a 1v3 now. Miles apart, Legisha's found him. So 2 for Chris J, 2 for Legisha. And that was PartyDaddlers in a nutshell, just cracking into that bomb site, taking down Dozier immediately. And it's just looking like a really worrying time, because that's PartyDaddlers getting the gun round.
Yeah, and the thing is, it reminded me of something you said in the first round, where PartyDaddlers are playing like they have no regard for their own life. They just rush straight into that site. They just take it as quickly as possible, get the bomb down, and they aren't worried about potentially dying. And in the end, they're actually the ones picking up kills here. But now 11-8 scoreline in the second half is probably going to pick up one. And obviously, it's going to be an eco round for Astana Dragons. So it looks like a 12-8 scoreline coming in here. And PartyDaddlers 4 rounds away from securing their spot in the offline playoffs. But we've seen them at 15 rounds before on Mirage, and Astana Dragons were able to take it back and take it in overtime. But can PartyDaddlers pick up these last 4 to secure that spot?
This is a worrying sight for any Astana Dragons fans. Seeing this right now would put fear into me, I've got to say it, because Astana Dragons are so strong normally, but they've been struggling today. I don't know what's going on with them. They're just not on their usual form. 3-man stack through mid, though. Looking to change it up, but maybe this is not the time to be doing it. You don't want to get PartyDaddlers on 13 rounds to 8, but still. They split off. Adren through the vents. Angel still looking towards mid. The T side, once again, B stack. All way out. Flashes once again being lined up. Let's see if Tizian can make it out this time without being flashed. He's going to take a bit of a more passive role, but here we go. Pushing comes out. And now 2 players locking it down. Legisha's already found Dozier, going to push straight forward. Still flashed up. Continues onto Adren. And this is just the T side claiming their dominance over this B side. Christian and Trubley join in on the kills. Markelov, the last man standing in a 1v4. He is going to get the hell out of there, because right now he is watching his team throwing away the chance to go to the offline finals. And this is really, really worrying stuff. Tizian will claim the last one there. And 13-8. PartyDaddlers are looking good for this.
And Pansy, let's take a look at the scoreboard real quick, because that tells you the story of this entire game. Legisha, 25-13. He picked up 2 entrance kills right there when he's blind in B and was able to open up the site completely. He's been doing that time and time again, and at this rate, if he keeps it up, they will have their spot. They will have their 16 rounds, and it looks like they're going to switch things up. They're going to hit A very hard. Well, as I say that, they start walking, but they've been hitting B consistently throughout the second half. They're going to switch things up with an A push. As we see Edward get a kill to Tizian right there. I didn't even see him through that smoke. Gets a second one on a Trouble right there, and that might have PartyDaddlers second-guessing themselves on this A push as they do decide to back away. So Edward, by himself, able to hold off this push. Looks like with this boosting in middle, Trying to work off a pick or two. As we're going to have the flashes come over so they can, looks like, rush over into there. And they do gain control of middle, but we are in a 3v5 situation as Christian not going to connect onto Dren right there. I believe it actually was Angel. But they still have control of middle, and they're getting swarmed around by quite a few members. As Chrissy picking up 2 major kills to open up that A side if they do want to rush for it, and they are. Smoke's coming out. We see Angel, last man here to hold on to. He goes down to Legija. They're going to be able to get this bomb down, but can a Dren hold on to it 1v3? He's finally getting backed up by Doze in just a second. His bomb going to be going down momentarily. And Crisby with 12 HP. Chris J with 79. Adren and Doze both with 100. They're looking to potentially retake this. They can't afford to let any more rounds go, as we're going to see Doze get the kill on the Legija here. So now it's a 2-on-2 as Crisby, he can come up big with another kill if he can pick it up. Is he going to spot a Dren? He gets him on the gun switch, but now it's a 1-on-1 Doze versus Crisby. 100 versus 12 HP. Crisby spots Doze, but escapes without taking any damage. And they're both going for each other, but Doze is able to pick that one up and able to finally take a round back for Astana Dragons.
Clock.
Oh, wow. He doesn't have the defuse.
Does not have Def Kit.
Wow. And that means PartyDaddlers are going to go 14-8 here.
This is the undoing of Astana Dragons right now. Dozier got 3, Edward got 2. Still not enough. PartyDaddlers are 1 round away from match point, and you can see that, well, the Astana Dragons are buying everything they can to try and stop this. Famus is coming out, couple of fashes, couple of smokes, whatever they can throw at the PartyDaddlers, because right now they can't hold on to them. They just can't deal with it. And actually, it seems like they're going to go for that A push again. Didn't work out last time because of Edward, but hopefully this time they can switch it up a bit, maybe try something a little bit different. Slowing it down, slower pace, 128 on the board. No need to rush it in, though. Angel pushed up mid quite aggressively, actually. I do want to see that. He is trying to get into their face a bit, working out where they're going. And as has a Dren, so they should be able to work out there at A. There's a 3-man stack already. The flashes and smokes are going in. PartyDaddlers fully committed here. They can not back out right now. Tizian trying to leap up. They've caught Markelov off guard. Legija takes down Dozier. Somehow, Markelov stands. He's taken down 2. He's looking for his 3rd. Angel's found onto Trubley. And now 2 players down for the CT side. Chris J and Tizian still doing damage. They're turning it around. Just a Dren in a 1v2. Through Squeaky we go. 1v1. Mano and Mano. Chris J comes out on top. 15-8. And Chris J got 3 that round to pull PartyDaddlers into match point against Astana Dragons, the team by all rights who should be through here, who should be in the offline finals, just couldn't turn up.
And the thing was, they got flanked around from the backside by Astana Dragons, and they still picked up those 3 kills in that 3-on-5 situation. But right now, Astana Dragons hurting for money. Only 2 sets of head armor, trying to buy everything they possibly can here in potentially the last round of Group C. And Legija gets a headshot on Angel to open things up. They are 1 round away from securing their spot in the offline playoffs with Very Games, ESC, NIP, and Fnatic, and they are playing like they want it here. So Edward does pick up a kill, though, onto Legija, so he evens things back up. PartyDaddlers not getting too cocky just yet, taking their time. They have a lot of rounds ahead of them to pick up this last round, but they'd obviously like to get it here. We see Trubley pick up a kill into a Dren, so now it's a 4-on-3 as, oh my gosh, with that kill coming in out of Tizian, Markov last man standing in a 1-on-4 situation. He needs to pick up all of these kills and the defuse, but he does have a kit this time. But with the way Party is able to lock down the site, Markov, you'd be a god if you can pull this one off. Going to be peeking around the corner, but Tizian's going to get the kill onto him. And PartyDaddlers are going to be your 6th team in the offline playoffs, knocking out Astana Dragons, beating them twice on the day.
God. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. What an incredible game. Congratulations, PartyDaddlers. You guys have got yourselves there. And this is the danger of best of ones in a situation that can fall away from you like that. If you're not on your point, if Astana Dragons aren't turning up on the day, that's the danger they ran, and, well, they're feeling the pain of it now because those flights might just be going to waste.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm just amazed. I mean, I don't want to take away from PartyDaddlers, but they played so phenomenally well that game. And on paper, you would think Astana Dragons would have this game easily.
Of course.
But the factor of being unknown, I think definitely helped them out quite a bit because, you know, Chris J coming up big. Legija, I mean, he actually wasn't even going to play today. He was going to have someone sub in for him, but he came back in last second.
Imagine if Rack played instead of him, and that game would have been completely different. But every single member of PartyDaddlers deserves getting themselves to those offline finals. Time and time again, they showed up as a collective. They were incredible as individuals, and they will be joining the Copenhagen Wolves, NIP, Fnatic, ESC, and Very Games, as you mentioned. This is going to be an incredible tournament. Let's look at that as well. well, just so you can see it. Copenhagen Wolves, PartyDaddlers from Group C. Group B, NIP and Fnatic. Group A, Very Games and ESC. My God, this is why I love the RaidCall EMS 1 tournaments, because you always see a little bit of an upset or something a little bit more difficult. And bearing in mind, everyone titled Group D as the group of death, the one that can cause upsets. Right now, we've seen it early in Group C, and PartyDaddlers knocking out Astana Dragons and Team Solemn with Copenhagen Wolves to secure their place.
And I cannot wait for tomorrow. Group D, I mean, just
Wow.
the teams we have coming up there, the caliber of teams we have going head-to-head. We've seen so many great games throughout all these group stages, and it's going to be even more exciting when we finally get to those offline playoffs coming up at the end of the month. And speaking of those, tickets are now out there for sale. They're half off, I believe, right now. You come down, you get to meet the players, you get free food, free drinks, get to watch the games, you get to meet Pansy and I. You get to have a great time if you're in the Cologne area. She'll meet you, don't worry. Maybe she'll be singing some Darude Sandstorm on top of that as well.
Depending on certain things, all right? But no, if you are interested in coming down to the studios, there's nothing stopping you guys from doing it. We are in Cologne. If you want to check out more details, go to the csgo.raidcall-ems1.com site and check it out for yourselves. Get involved down in the studio. We'd love to meet you guys. Obviously, it is a great atmosphere down here. You know, good drinks flowing, you know, a good couple of CS games to be watching and some moments to be sharing, because you only have to look at the last couple of seasons offline finals to see what can happen. We've seen very games at the top. We've seen some of the, you know, the real upsets happening during these tournaments. NIP have not always had the best route here. It's not always that one-sided game that everyone expects it to be. And I think we've just seen that once again today.
Yeah, and one more time, congratulations again to PartyDaddlers. Congratulations again to the Copenhagen Wolves. And thank you guys for sticking around with us through all the pauses, all the breaks we had today. But tomorrow we have an exciting day of matches. I hope you guys tune in because it's going to be amazing.
It will be.
And guys, we will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.